Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. Uh, Today's cartoon was basically it just belched up as a concept that stood out to me to be cartooned doing my research and readings leading up to starting this video vlog series. So I saw some things that caught my attention, like the disruptive medium and professorial theorists now being out of a job. So all by themselves, they're interesting from an dry academic level. They're interesting, but when shown through one of the angles of the prism of the white supremacist ideology, it looks a certain way, So disruptive mediums inside of the second Gilded Age means a very specific thing. It means little Dale showing up and toppling IBM. It means Netflix showing up and toppling Blockbuster. That's what disruptive mediums is in represents in that situation. It stands for Mayday, Mayday, monopoly's in danger, So that's important. And then the idea of the professorial theorists, whose job it is to demystify pop culture. That them saying that stuff means a certain thing. Remember, I'm locked out of access. People have those jobs. The only way a Black American would have those jobs if I would have to be completely stripped of my ethnic background of my flavor. I would have to be so committed to white supremacy, like full on coonery, like complete, in order to be chosen for one of those kind of roles. I would have to, every time you see me, I'm just going on and on and on and gushing over like Ronald Reagan and Isaac Newton, and like every time you see me, that's all I talk about. It's like, oh, and this, the white man that they are pushing is like super white man. Oh my God, they're the best. Oh, I love them. I love them more than all my white colleagues on the stage. You have to come across that way in order to be like, that Negro seems safe enough. I think he's earned don't give him as much money as we normally do. But, you're doing, pick him for briefly and then invent a scandal to get rid of him. That's the type of person you'd have to be in order to get one of those professorial theorist roles inside of the machine. Come on, as a Black American. So, hence why my cartoon comes across that way. I'm like, these are quirky, on the big stage, known figures that I'm caricaturing. Nobody in particular. I'm just making up something to give that look. You could tell they're characters bigger than life, like there's a million people like that come across that way. They may not necessarily be what this represents, but like those kind of bigger than life public talking head personalities that when they talk, everybody, you put a microphone in their face and they're like, what's your take? So these guys are out of a job because the technology, you saw from the documentary, The Social Dilemma, and the takeaway from that, it's like under normal circumstances, like not normal circumstances, but what we're used to in media in mass media marketing and commercials and stuff. How valuable that TV time is in those particular slots. You show them that you are most plugged in. They can count on a certain percentage of the populace looking in this direction at exactly this time slot. Oh my God, how valuable that is to them. That's what we were used to. The social dilemma reveals a different thing with our devices now, with our portable screens, that we're like plugged in, and then wherever they want to show us to look at, that's with the power they have now. It ain't about like waiting for you to show up at this particular time slot. It's like now the full spell is upon the populace, and they have you. And they can, like the big corporate, they can like beam like with more precision, with more magic than ever before. And then, you could see the drool, like, oh my God. The big data, the data science and the stuff, or what it means. Remember Snowden was talking about, it wasn't the content. They didn't care what you were talking about on the phone. What was important was now they knew your habits during the day, where you were going to be, what you're going to be looking at, when you're going to eat, where, like, that's the stuff they want, because now they get to, like, with pinpoint accuracy, beam right into you their commercials. Powerful. So they don't need, the quirky guy on the, in his TV show or in his newspaper column or whatever, trying to, use his wit and charisma to direct you in a certain direction. They don't need that guy anymore. That's old hat. Now the technology has you. That's why Joe Rogan and Musk and all of them sound the way they do, and trying to massage you into like getting used to the idea of plugging you in even more. It's like, as powerful it is right now that you walking around with the internet in your hand 24/7, continuously beamed into that thing so that they can put their commercials directly into your like eyeballs continuously. That's not enough. Any amount of time when you're not holding that phone, they're like mad. They're like, oh, you know how much that's, according to my calculations, that's $3.6 million an hour we're not getting because you put that phone down to go in the shower. That's unacceptable. Fix it. So they're 100%. How can I plug this device directly into these peasants' bodies? That's what they're, and woe unto you if you accept it. You're retarded. Do not accept it. I mean, right now, while you're plugged in, while we're all plugged in, you can feel them like massaging you. It's like, no, relax into it. It's okay. It's okay. It won't hurt. It's normal, really. It's the next step in evolution. Here, put this tiny pieces, like you saw, like Born Identity, right? It's, it won't even hurt. Here. Oh my God. Not enough. How much money is enough? How much will be enough? Just a little more, he says. It'll never be enough. For he worships mammon, it will never be enough. So, the disruptive medium part. That part is interesting here, because the way it read when I was digging into that part for traditional entertainment media being threatened by the internet and YouTube and stuff like that, streaming. And they got, just like Blockbuster, they got complacent and they're like, I'm not going anywhere. We're Blockbuster. We're amazing, and next thing you know, they're gone, So watching the six studio cartel of Hollywood like freaking out, is the same as watching the financial cartel, the big bank cartels, like freak out when cryptocurrency came on the scene. There was a freak out because by rights that should have ended them. It should have been a smooth transition from what we knew to that, and they wouldn't have known what happened. But that particular figure isn't going to let that go. No different than Hollywood did. They were like, we're going to figure out how to assimilate this into the WOG so that we'll be okay. The finance system did the same thing to cryptocurrency. They were like, remember when we first found out about Bitcoin and stuff? Who were the people who were complete buy-in into it? It was the criminal class. They were all about that life. And just that fact alone, you knew it was legit. Because if I can trust you as my fellow criminal from across the world, if I can trust you with this particular currency system to do our trafficking with no issue, and we're making all this money, then you knew it was legit. So when I forgot that guy's name, when that super cop, the top cop, went and investigated it, and the big banks and stuff just assumed that he was going to end Bitcoin itself when he did it. They assumed all of that was illegal and it's all going to go. The criminal class are using it, so that must be illegal too. Get rid of all of that and we're safe. The US dollar system is secure. Fiat is secure. But the top cop dug all into it and says, no, the trafficking that they're doing is the wrong part. Them using this new cryptocurrency thing is no problem with that. There's no issue. So, in fact, I'm gonna, invest in it myself. I'm gonna get some myself. That's how you end up responding. And the big banks are like, what the, So, why the criminals loved it was because of the same reason why the guys like 4chan, the anonymity aspect of it. Like you could do these like transactions and, it's the blockchain itself made it like super legitimate, but it couldn't be traced to like the particular person. There was an anonymity piece hand in hand with the trustworthy piece together, and why they loved it and why it, took off. The banks, on the other hand, they didn't like the anonymity part. They want to know all your business. All. Just like the social dilemma. I want to know all your data. Who is doing this? Who? I want to know all of it. So, recently they did like a new, like $600 in your account. I want to know what this is about. $600, huh? Where'd you get that? I thought we hoard all the wealth of the world. Where does $600 come from? Explain. Pretty sure I should be having that. So, and like the original cryptocurrency, because of that, you can engage in legitimate trade, and I can't see it. I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't even get a piece of it. That's unacceptable. So they worked hard to create themselves as a middleman in there. So now you gotta, in order to trade it, you gotta put all your business into the thing. On that level, I'm sure there's people who are like superstars in it. They can like, sneak around that whole thing and with the physical wallets or whatever and get in there and get out without them seeing. Steal. But I'm sure they're gonna make that illegal at some point, if it's not already. That's probably what that $600 thing is about. But anyway, those tiny blurbs that popped up when I was doing my video log research for this channel is what excited me. Actually, there's when I started my channel, I started to make it only on BitChute because of the controversies and reputation that the other one had. You know, I was like, I'm not gonna mess with that. You know, but the fact that every white supremacist in the universe got to BitChute first and gives the impression that it's a white supremacist site, you know, was like having all my friends and relatives like, well, no, I'm gonna go on there. So I'm like, okay, let me mirror it on the other site too. You know, so that's why I have the two channels. You know, in case one of them starts stripping, you know, at least the other one is at. So, all right, so that's where this the inspiration for this cartoon came from. Peace.